Right, what's inside the box? It's an impact socket set. I was checking this out on the website, and I have some Harbor Freight ones, and I always seem to be having difficulty finding the ones that are the right size. And one of the reasons is they only have like a writing like this, and it wears off of them. And these ones actually have it stamped in the side of them. So that's what I was kind of looking at, and I wanted to try these out and see if they last any time. But then I got them, and I'm like kind of going, hey, if you see those little round corners in there, look at my snap-on ones. Here's some pretty old snap-on ones I had back when I was a mechanic, 30 years, 35, 40 years ago. And if you see the corners have the little drilled area where it's rounded. That's supposed to help keep the socket from rounding the edges of the bolt, and it also helps the strength of the socket. So like in the corner when they have that roundedness in there, that it's kind of like a drill stop. If you've ever knew anything about, like, if you have like an aircraft or something like that, if it has a crack in the whatever, the fuselage or something, what they do at the end of this crack, they measure how long it is, and they drill the ends of them to keep them from going. Because what happens if it's round, it has a harder time just keep crack, then it won't crack as quickly. So I think that's part of this to make them stronger. So these have that already on them. Well, these are some cheap ones that I had, and they actually have it too, but I guess a lot of the sockets have come up with that concept. So these are the better Harbor Freight ones. If you notice where it says 9/16, it's not etched into it. And this was my problem with these, is I've had these for a while, and a lot of them, this is the only one you can still read. Let me see if I can get you guys up close. You can still read the says it's a 9/16, but what happens is they wear off, and then you don't know what size it is, and it's kind of a pain. I mean, I used to buy these to break bolts, and I had a job where I had to snap off concrete anchors, and it was easier to tighten them up and snap them off than it was to cut them off with a cutoff wheel or something like that. So we just used an impact and just broke them off with these sockets, and these were good sockets. But the problem that I had again was really just not being able to read what size it is after a little while. It wouldn't take very long. So this is a pretty big set. It comes with like a 32, and we got the biggest one there, and the biggest one here is 1 1/4 inches. So it's got a lot of different sizes in it. You got deep, short, 3/8, 1/2 inch. They're all, I think all of these are 5 or 6 point. 5 point, you couldn't do anything with that, right? 6 point, you got your small metric, your deep metric, and the larger metric ones go up to 32. Okay, and those are ones that I don't really have. I don't have a 30 I have. So they offered me this, 27. I know I don't have that. And so they offered me this, so I thought, let's take a look at it and see what the quality seems to be about the same as the Harbor Freight. I'm not going to say it's better or worse. I don't know. But I will post later if for some reason I'm breaking these. But it's kind of cool. It comes with a short extension. I do have one of those. I don't know if I do really actually have an impact one like that. So these are made for using on your impact. Now, are they going to last really well? The way I look at it, this is the way I buy these kind of tools, guys. I buy them and I use them, and then if I start breaking a lot of sockets, then I'll buy a better set. Maybe I just buy just this set because that's the ones I'm using the most. So that's the way I usually buy these. And sometimes, like, I might buy these and then have them forever, and they don't break. So, at that price, I can buy it and try it, and use it. And that's the way I look at these prices on these things, is not because, hey, I don't want to buy, I'm going to buy a big Snap-on set that I'm going to keep forever. Honestly, it's kind of hard to get warranty stuff from some of those big companies. Like, I try to get warranties on Mac stuff, unless the guys come into your shop every day. They don't really want to warranty it, so you have to send it to them in the mail. It's really kind of a pain. So more and more I'm going to tools that, I use, and then when I start to break them a lot, then I'll replace them. But I might not even buy one of those big names anymore because they're just such a pain to deal with and go get a warranty. Like, I've gone to the tool truck guy, because I didn't go to him all the time, and I took some tools in. I said, hey, could you warranty these? And he goes, it didn't want to do it. And so I'm like, I spent tons and tons of money on Snap-on stuff years ago, and on Mac and some of the other big names, and the warranties suck. They finally may do it. Oh, well, this thing's missing parts. Where Craftsman used to just take anything, you could break the damn end of the screwdriver off. They didn't ask a question, and they just give you another one, even though the quality wasn't as good with the Craftsman as the other tools. So, in Harbor Freight, Icon, theirs is really good. So eventually, if I have issues with these, I'll just replace them with the expensive Icon ones. But I couldn't afford to buy this whole set in Icon. And if it's better to have it, even if it's cheaper quality, than to not have it. And then eventually, like I said, upgrade it when you need to. So that's why I got these. So anyway, let's try them out and see how they do. I don't have anything to tighten them with right now, but you can come back later and watch other videos that I'm going to be using these in. And if I start to have issues with them, or they start cracking or start breaking them all, I don't think that's going to happen. Most impact sockets usually last pretty long. And they feel like they're pretty good carbon steel. This set is very, very heavy. If I start having issues, I'll post a pinned comment that I broke this socket and it didn't last long. So keep an eye on the video, come back, look for those comments, maybe a year or two later, and you'll see whether they're lasting or not. You can always comment, are they still lasting? And I'll tell you. All right, I'll talk to you in the next video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I think it's a decent looking set for pretty good price, and it's got a lot of sizes. So anyway, talk to you in the next one.